Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, my name's Mackenzie. I am a mother of 3 boys, Hank, Colt, and Doc. They are 3, 2, and almost 11 months old. My husband is Henry. He's in the Army, and on my channel you can find motherhood, lifestyle, some cleaning motivation, military content. I am also pregnant with our last baby, so definitely pregnancy content and all that good stuff. So if you are new and you have not already subscribed and you enjoy that kind of stuff, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, let's just get right into it. Today I am doing a Q&A. I think this is my only Q&A I've ever done, like just me. I think I've only done one other Q&A, and that was with Henry also, but this one is just a Q&A with just myself. Over on Instagram, I asked for y'all to drop some questions that you had, so if you don't follow me over on Instagram and weren't able to drop any questions, definitely go follow me over there, and for the next Q&A you will be able to ask me whatever questions you have. So let's just get right into it. I need to go find those questions first real quick. Let's see. There were some really good questions. I asked for y'all to ask me literally like anything you wanted. And I got some pretty good questions. So the first question is, how long will you guys stay in the military? 20 years? This question has been asked a lot, I think. But it's really not my decision. I mean, like, of course my husband Henry and I will talk about it together, but ultimately, I mean, I want it to be his decision. It's his job, his career. I know me and the boys, our life is like very, like, you know, into the military. If he's in the military, like, that's our life as well. But it is his job, and if he wants to stay all 20 years, then he can go for it if he wants to. But so far, he doesn't really have any decision, like any set decision yet. I think once we are closer to when he needs to re-enlist, he will decide then. He signed a 6-year contract, and he just finished his first year, so I mean, he's still got like 5 years of his contract left. So he's got a lot of time to think about it, and I think he wants to be at a certain place in his career, and if he is, he wants to continue, and if he's not, then I think he is wanting to maybe get out. But you know, it's really up in the air. We have like 5 years left of his contract, so you know, a lot could happen. I'm curious to know, it's baby boy or girl? I'm curious to know as well. We don't know yet. We should be finding out in, I think, like 16 days, so a little over 2 weeks. We find out August 27th, so actually that is on baby Doc's 11 months. So August 27th is when we find out. So at the end of the month, we should know if it's a boy or a girl, and I'm really excited. I'm not sure how we're going to reveal it yet. What we're gonna do, I don't know. We'll decide that, like, I guess probably that day. But I don't know if we're gonna look at the envelope before we reveal or not. I don't know, but that is when we find out, so that's when we'll know. Do you think you will have gender disappointment? I really hate to say it, but if it is a boy, I think I will have a little bit of gender disappointment. And some people think that that is ridiculous to be feeling that. Like, how in the world can you be disappointed with the gender of your baby? You should just be excited and happy no matter what, which of course we will be super excited and love the baby if it's a boy, another boy. But you know, after having 3 boys, you're curious. You want to, you know, you want to see what a little girl would look like, or you just want to have a girl. So we are hoping we're having a girl, but if it is a boy, there will, I know for sure Henry will have a lot of gender disappointment because he really wants a girl. But I will have a little bit, I think, but I'll get over it quickly. How many siblings do you and your husband have? So I have only one older brother, and it was just me and him. And then Henry has 2 older sisters and 1 older brother, and he is the youngest of his family, and I'm the youngest too. Did you always know you wanted 4 kids? Actually, when I was like younger, like middle school, I guess, I said I wanted 5 kids. Crazy, I know. That was when I was so young and naive and didn't know that how pregnancy was and how expensive kids are and how much they are to deal with. But hey, I'm getting close to 5, so. But no, I always wanted a big family because it was only me and my brother growing up, and although I love my brother very much, I think I don't know, I think it would have been cool to have more siblings. And I had like cousins, a lot of cousins, who had big families, and I always saw how fun they had and all the stuff that they got to do together and all that. So I was always wanting to let my own kids have that as well. And I think Henry as well wanted to have a big family. He's a very family-oriented guy. So he, I think, always wanted a good, like, you know, a handful of kids as well. But I didn't think 4 was the number I wanted. It's just, it fits our family right now and probably forever. Are you getting a minivan? No, I'm not. I have a Ford Explorer, or a Ford Expedition. So far that is doing the job, and I think it will continue to do the job when the next baby comes. It's a 3-row, but eventually I do want to get a Ford Excursion because I just like the look of them, and yeah, it's big. So eventually I will want to get one of those, but for now I'm just gonna keep my Ford Expedition. What is it like to live in military base housing? Do you still get to pick your house out, etc.? Wow. Well, it really just depends on where you live. I got so many horror stories about Fort Hood housing. It's very old, outdated, there's mold, the family housing people are not helpful. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. But I think it's one of those things where you have to do it yourself. You have to experience it yourself to know for sure like what it is. And I think it's also like a luck of the draw type thing. So since I had heard about all the horror stories, I made sure to do my research with like the houses on Fort Hood. And we have obviously a big family, a big-ish family, and so Henry gets BAH, which is housing allowance. So pretty much if you live on post or in on-base housing, whatever, they take all of your BAH, all your housing allowance, and it pays for the house, pretty much like the rent of the house. It pays for the whole house. It pays for the water, utility, like all utilities, water, gas, you know, electricity, all that. You just have to pay for, I think, Wi-Fi and like television, if that's what you want. So for us, it's just makes more sense to live in on-base housing, because for us it's cheaper, because depending on where you live, you get a certain amount of housing allowance, and the houses here, if we use his BAH for the houses that are here, we would either get a really crappy house, because no offense to anybody who just lives in Killeen, but it's not great. I mean, there are cities surrounding that I hear are nicer, but they are more expensive. So we would use the BAH and most likely have to pay out of pocket for like the extra stuff. So it just makes more sense to live on post. But it's really not bad. I like my house. Like I said, I did a lot of research about all the different communities, and this is the one that I read the most good things about. And so when I was talking to the person, like the family housing people, I like made sure I told him exactly what house I wanted, and if he gave me a house that I did not want, I told him that, and he gave me the house that I wanted. So we are currently in Kuma Village at Fort Hood, the 1-story, which I love. I do not care for 2 stories because with kids it's just not ideal. So we have a 1-story, we have a fenced in backyard, and not just the wired fence, like a nice fence. We have a garage, and yeah, I like it. I like this house so far. We haven't had any problems besides, you know, just regular maintenance and Texas AC stuff, but so far I like this house. The house at Fort Eustis, though, the one we were at before this house, there was a lot of, I mean, there's some, you know, spiders and stuff here and there, but it's Texas, there's gonna be spiders, but like there was like cockroaches, and it just was gross. The house wasn't too bad, but it was small and I just didn't care for it. So it really just depends on where you live, I think. Let's see, what was the hardest transition? 1 child to 2 or 2 to 3? Honestly, I think probably 2 to 3, but only because Henry was still at AIT training, and so it was just me most of the time. He was able to see us on the weekends, but very minimally, and yeah, so it was just me and our 3 boys, when one is a newborn and the other are crazy toddlers. So I think transition from 2 to 3 was probably harder than 1 to 2. I think the hardest one was 0 to 1. I think going from not being a mom to becoming a mom for the first time was probably the hardest thing, because you read about things, you watch things, you hear about things, but until you actually experience it, it's like a whole nother ball game. And it was kind of a struggle, but made it through, and we're on to number 4, and yeah, I think things are good. But I have heard that going from 2 to 3 is the hardest, which you know, in my sorry, my memory card got full, so where did I leave off? I think from 2 to 3 was the hardest when it came to like either 1 to 2 or 2 to 3. Let's see, best and worst of being a military wife. So I guess the best is, I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I guess the best is, I mean, the benefits are nice, I guess. You know, having free healthcare for me and the kids, that's, you know, nice. But I wouldn't become a military wife just for that. Definitely not. But I don't really know what else would be the best. It's just you know, you just are. I just am, you know, here. The worst thing would have to be the obvious. You know, Henry having to, like, thankfully hasn't had to recently while we've been at Fort Hood, but would just have to be when he, like, has to go to training or whenever he deploys, he won't be here. So that's obviously the worst, you know, having to be a solo parent for however long the Army wants to keep my husband. So that would have to be the worst. So yeah. How long have you two been together / married? So we started dating in April 2013, and then we got married September 2017. So we were together, let's see, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We were together for about 4 years before we got married, and then we will be married for 3 years next month. So we've been together, what is that, 7 years this year? So we've been together officially, like, together 7 years. Let's see. Baby names if it's a girl. So we only have one baby name for both if it's a girl or a boy. And people may think we're crazy, but whatever. So backstory, Hank is a fourth. His real name is Henry, and he is the fourth of the Henrys in the family. But he goes by Hank because that's just what he goes by. That's what we call him. So we never really call him Henry ever. He actually, every time we're like, did you know your name's Henry? He's like, no, it's not, it's Hank. So yeah. Colt, we didn't know what we were gonna name him, and one day Henry and I were watching The Ranch, and we were listening to it, and then we heard them say Colt because he's one of the main characters, and we both just like looked at each other and we were like, Colt, I like that. And so that's where Colt came from The Ranch. And then baby Doc, he came from the movie Tombstone, from Doc Holliday. So his name is Doc from Doc Holliday from Tombstone. And if you can catch where I'm going here, we like to name our kids after our favorite TV shows or movies. So our next movie that this baby in here will be named after will be coming from Urban Cowboy. And the two main characters in Urban Cowboy are Bud and Sissy. So if this baby is a boy, his name will be Bud. Probably just Bud. In the movie, his name Bud is short for Buford. We know that, but I don't think we're gonna name him Buford. I think we're just gonna go with Bud. And then for a girl, her name is going to be Sissy. And I don't know if in the movie if that was just her nickname. They never really specify or anything, but we like it. For Bud, I don't know what his middle name would be, but for Sissy, her middle name will be May, so it'll be Sissy May. spelled M-A-E, Sissy Mae. But yeah, so that is what our baby's name will be, depending on if it's a boy or a girl. Hardest part about YouTube. For me, the hardest part is being consistent. I am so bad at that. My videos get uploaded like randomly. I'm trying to be more consistent, but it's really hard when you have, you know, your kids to deal with and all that. But yeah, that's the hardest part, is just consistently uploading, like with a schedule. A lot of people have like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule, or Tuesday, Thursday schedule. Mine is like a whenever I get it edited and uploaded, that's when it's going up. And now my favorite part about YouTube. I think my favorite part is just documenting my life and the kids' life, and being able to look back on them, you know, in years to come. I'm hoping YouTube will stay here forever, because I don't think I have all these videos saved anywhere. I think I used to on my Mac, but my Mac is like broken, so yeah. So I do like to be able to just like go back and look at like old videos that I took of the boys and all that good stuff. So I think that's my favorite part, just capturing all the memories. Are you happy or sad this is your last baby? I am happy it's my last baby, because I want it to be my last baby. I'm done after this. But I'm also sad because I really enjoy pregnancy. And I love newborns, and the fact that this is my last baby makes me sad, but it also makes me happy that my family is going to be complete. So it's both. Do you think baby is a boy or a girl? I don't know. Okay, so like I think it could be a girl, and in my gut, I think it's a girl, just because the way I have felt in the first trimester, and just like in my heart I just think it's a girl. But another part of me thinks it's another boy, just because that's all I know. Like, that's all I know, and that's all I feel like I ever get. So it's like it's hard to like wrap my head around the fact that it could be a girl, like that there's a 50-50 chance. But yeah, I think deep down in my gut, in my heart, I think it's a girl. So we'll see. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? Probably Fort Worth. I'd just go back to Fort Worth. Go back to Fort Worth and us find a really nice house near family on land and just live there forever. What do you like the most about Henry, and what bugs you the most? What do I like most about him is how great of a dad he is. He's such a good dad. He loves those boys so much, and he takes care of us. He works hard. He's a very hard worker, and he just makes sure that we are all taken care of, and he loves taking care of us and loves us, and it just, yeah, that's what I like the most about him. What bugs me the most is he can get very impatient. So when I mean impatient, I mean like if he's working on something, or if he's needing to do something, he wants it done like now, or he wants it like now. Or like if he's working on his Jeep or something, and he gets like, and he can't fix it or like figure it out, it like makes him really irritated, and he just like wants to literally just give up. He wants things done like, you know, pretty quickly. So I think that's probably the main thing that bugs me, is just because he just like has to have it done, and if it's not done, he just gets so mad. Like if he can't do it, it just makes him so annoyed. So it's probably it. Could you bear to wait until baby is born to know the gender? I actually wanted to know, or I wanted to wait. I wanted to wait for this one until the birth, but Henry doesn't want to wait. So I'm not gonna make him wait. And there's no way he could know and me not know, because no matter, like if he knows, I'll know. I'll just know by how he's acting. So yeah, I wanted to wait, but we're not going to. But at least I'm waiting half the time, you know. Hold on, there was more. Let me see. How long has your husband been in the military? So he has been in for a little over a year now. He went to basic last year in May, right? June, March, April. Yeah, in May. So it is now August, May, June, July. So he's been in about a year and 3 months or so. How did you and your hubby meet? We actually met in, I think, 2011 at a church camp. Fun fact, I am 2 and some months older than Henry, or 2 and some months, 2 years and some months older than Henry. So I am older than him. And I was actually his, like, so at the church camp, it was like you were in like groups or whatever, and I had already gone before. So since I had gone before, I was able to have like my own group, and this was his first year, and so I was like his group leader or whatever. So that is how we met, and then we were like friends or whatever, and then we started dating 2 years later. Okay, sorry, my battery died. Memory, battery. This video is just, yeah. I'm almost done, I think. How did you handle having 2 under 2? My son is 4 months and I'm pregnant again. I think I handled it pretty well. Like I said before, going from 1 to 2 was probably the easiest out of all the transitions, because I mean it's hard. I'm not gonna lie, it is hard, because they're both so little, but they're like still very dependent on you. But you get into a routine and it gets easier, and then the littlest one gets a little older and it gets easier. And the bond that Hank and Colt have is like no other. Like they fight like brothers, but they are like best friends, honestly. And it's just really nice, and like I love to watch them play and talk, and it's funny. But you know, it is hard at first. You just try and get into a routine, take it one day at a time, and ask for help when you need it. Like literally, if you need help, ask anybody, a parent, your spouse or significant other, a friend. Just ask for help. Tips on raising 3 boys. I'm pregnant with my 3rd and terrified. That's funny. Just I don't know, you know, boys are crazy. Like they're crazy. Just make sure you have your coffee in the morning and you're ready for anything and everything. Like I know girls can be crazy too, but boys are like another level of crazy. Like I don't know, just let them play together, let them be boys. I mean, I do get annoyed at them quite often, but sometimes you just gotta let them get dirty. Let them be boys, you know, just let them be. Having 3 boys is actually like amazing. I love it. I love how well they play together, how much they love each other, and boys love their mommies. So that's like, it's nice. I mean, they love their dad too, but it's just, there's something about their mamas that they love a lot. So fave pregnancy craving. I haven't had too many cravings, honestly. I've had more of like aversions, like I just don't feel like eating. But recently my favorite craving is Takis. I'm like loving Takis. And the last one we kind of already went over, so that is it. There's no more questions, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this wasn't too long. I really have no idea because I've had to stop it like 3 times because of my memory, and then the battery, so I don't know how long this is, but I hope it's not too long. I hope I answered all y'all's questions, and I really did enjoy this. So I'll probably try and do this like maybe once a month, and I'll do like maybe different categories, like one motherhood, one just military, one just pregnancy, maybe another one with Henry and all that good stuff. So yeah, if you are wanting to ask questions, make sure you head over to my Instagram, because that's where I put the poll for, or put the box for you to ask the questions. I'll have that link in my bio, so you can just head on over. But yeah, thank y'all so much for asking all y'all's amazing questions, and that's pretty much it. I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.